Hi guys, welcome to my channel and to my Journey in Beauty, where every video is an adventure in makeup, beauty, and YouTube, and I'm inviting you to come along with me. Today's adventure is a get ready with me using products I haven't bonded with yet. Was inspired by a video that Emily Noel did a little while back, I think like 2 months ago. I'm gonna link that video down below, but it was products that she pulled out that she really just hadn't used in a long time, hadn't really formed her opinions on, etc. And that really inspired me because surprisingly, I have quite a few products in my collection that I feel that way about. I hope you will enjoy this get ready with me style video. If you do, smash that like button for me so I know that you want to see more of this kind of thing in the future, and let's go ahead and get started. I clearly did not get very much sleep last night. So this is a product that I would say I hadn't really bonded with. It's the Pixie Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach. I just don't tend to reach for this. I've used it a few times. It does really help with my under eyes in terms of any darkness. And so, you know, it does work for me. It's just something I don't grab for. I tend to... See the difference already a little bit? I just don't tend to want to put very many layers underneath of my eyes because I do have some fine lines and whatnot, and so it tends to be less is more when it comes to the under eye for me. But we are going to use this today and hopefully remind myself what a great product this is. For primer, this is a product that I got in BoxyCharm, and my girl Angela over on Beauty by Angela loves this stuff. It's the Cover FX Blurring Primer, and I really honestly just tried this for my BoxyCharm and maybe have reached for it like once since then. So I'm noticing lately that I have some larger pores than what I normally see. I'm not for sure why that is. I haven't really switched anything up in terms of skincare. So we're gonna give this another shot and see what we think. Maybe it just might turn into a favorite for me too. I really love filming these types of videos, so I do hope that you guys enjoy it and, would like to see more in the future. I kind of like to have a focus for each of these types of videos. Like I'd like to do a full face of Project Pan items, maybe do seasonal inspired looks, like a fall look. I'm definitely going to be doing some kind of a fall look coming up. So I think we should be good on the primer. This is a really nice smooth primer, so I'm not for sure why I don't reach for it. For foundation, I bought this like a while ago, like very beginning of my journey in beauty, long before my YouTube channel was a twinkle in my eye. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I have the shade 204 Natural Buff. So I am going to try this today. I'm horrible at matching shades of foundation. Anybody else? So we're gonna try this. Hopefully it is a good shade match and see what we think. I also have the Pro Matte, which I could try out in another video. But I thought we'd go with the Pro Glow today, just based on some other products that I have picked out. So I just like to dot this all over my face. It actually feels really nice and hydrating and a little bit more lightweight than the Pro Matte. I used the Pro Matte probably a little more because at that time when I purchased these, my skin was not as under control as it is now in terms of breakouts and things like that. Don't I look pretty? So I'm just going to use my L'Oreal Infallible sponge. This is a brand new one, and in using this, it tells me it's a really time to get rid of my old one. I do have on the way though the Summer FabFitFun box, which is supposed to include a beauty blender for everybody. So you know, that should be coming soonish, and then I can throw another sponge away. That actually looks pretty good to me. I might have to start working on this foundation or roll it into a project somewhere. Looks pretty good. I don't know that I really feel like the blurring primer did much in terms of blurring. I mean, it feels nice, and it feels like it probably would extend the wear of my foundation. Next is a product that I have not bonded with. In fact, I have put it in my Grey's Anatomy project pan with my girl Angela and some other lovely ladies here on YouTube. I'll link it for you. But I'm panning my Shark tape, or better known as the Tarte Shape Tape, and I just really haven't bonded with this product. So many people like it, so sometimes I feel like it must be like operator error why I don't like it, but I guess we're gonna find out because I have about 6 months to finish it, give it my best shot, and see how it goes. I would love to know where you all stand on the Shark tape in terms of, like, not the drama, but in terms of, whoa, I went way too heavy on the under eye. Holy crap. All right, let's go in with this other side here. Not in terms of the drama with the Tarte Shape Tape foundation, but in terms of, do you like the product? You know, what kind of skin type do you have? Are you, you know, starting to have fine lines and wrinkles? And if so, do you feel like it accentuates it for you? What's your favorite way to apply the Shape Tape? You know, do you like a sponge? Do you like a little brush? Do you like to use a foundation brush? I do like the coverage of it. I just, however, feel like it does accentuate the lines under my eyes just a wee bit. But to be quite honest, there's not a lot of concealers that don't. So I'm gonna pull out this little ring dish that I got from FabFitFun this summer. The powder I got it in a Sephora favorites box, and it comes from the brand Stellar. I'll put the name on the screen because I'll have to go and look, but this is in the shade Glow 2. So when I have smaller loose powders like this, I like to tap a little out on this dish instead of trying to fuss with this little pan or little lid. I don't tend to gravitate towards loose powders overall, but you know, I do need to use what I have in my collection for sure. My co-host is back there, I just saw. She is sleeping, but apparently she did not want to be on camera today. So let's go ahead and set the rest of the face here. I just recently picked up this Real Techniques powder brush just to have a backup when I wash my other brushes, and I actually really like this. I put way too much powder on this thing, but that's okay. It feels nice. How does it look? But another product I received from FabFitFun this summer was the Tarteist Pro Glow palette, and I was super excited to get this, and yet I really haven't reached for it at all. I mean, I used it for a few days, enough to be able to give my review on it and whatnot, but I really haven't done much with it. So I am going to be using it for bronzer today and maybe for highlighter as well. Got my P12 brush, and the bronzer is called Sculpt. How appropriate, huh? And of course it smells like chocolate or vanilla or whatever that Tarte smell is. This is a really nice matte bronzer. I can see myself using it more I don't know why. I think probably because I have so many like single bronzers, especially like satin bronzers, which are really my jam in my collection. That's why I don't tend to reach for this one. I do like the tone of this. I think it's buildable. It's a nice product. I definitely pick up quite a bit on the brush, so I do give a little tap on this one, but certain ones I don't feel like I have to. And like I said, satin bronzers like the butter bronzer and things like that are definitely more of my jam than a matte bronzer, so that's probably the main reason I don't reach for this one. And blush. There's a couple of these that I kind of wanted to try. I have this Ulta Mineral blush that I got from Angela, whoops, in the shade Tiger Lily, and it is really pretty, but it's definitely more of a glowy blush, and I'm not even for sure that it's gonna be dark enough to show up on my skin tone. I don't know, it might. But the other blush that has like been at the back of my makeup collection for a while is this one from Studio Makeup that we got in BoxyCharm like eons ago, and it's called Luminous Loose Blush. There's like no shade name or anything like that. So I actually think I'm gonna go in with this one. I don't know why I don't reach for it other than it's a loose blush, so it just feels kind of messy and overwhelming, kind of like loose powder. And it is a really pretty shade. I just think because it's a loose blush, I don't tend to reach for it. So here we go. I'm always interested, what kind of blush brushes do you guys like to use? Do you like to use an angled brush? Do you prefer like a big fluffy brush? Do you like a more dense blush brush? Can you even say blush brush? Because I have trouble with that sometimes. It kind of depends on the blush, but I use this angled one most frequently. Another little blend, just to make sure. I do like the kind of very luminous flush that this gives to my cheeks. I love a glowy blush, like not an in-your-face glowy blush, more like a healthy glow, like a natural glow, if you will. I think this one right here called Lit is gonna be nice with what we have going on already. And I do like this palette, but I have, you know, for one thing, new highlighters to my collection that I've been loving on, like the Becca, why do I never remember, Vanilla Quartz highlighter I've been loving on, and I've been panning my Essence Pure Nude highlighter. Look at that glow. I've been panning my Essence Pure Nude highlighter for a while. That pan is about to be done. So yeah, it's time to start playing with some highlighters in my collection. I enjoyed using this. I could see reaching for it again, hopefully, we'll see. Don't forget to stay hydrated while you're putting on your makeup. I'm going to use this Kat Von D 24-Hour Super Brow that I got from Angela. I have tried this a couple times. This is what it looks like. I didn't prefer the brush that came with it. It just seemed like so tiny. And so I'm going to try this one that we got from BoxyCharm from Aesthetica. It's a little bit soft. It's not quite as a thin of an edge, if I could talk today. So we're gonna give this a shot. It could be a disaster. You never know. So this thicker brush is a little bit harder to control. Wow, what a mess. Let's come through with a spoolie and see if it looks any better. I mean, not the worst brows I've ever done, but it's not pretty. It might look okay on camera, but underneath, we're gonna be cleaning up. All right, so what I find the most difficult is number one, the tail, and number two, getting like a real defined arch like I like. So, but actually the second brow seemed to go quite a bit better for me. So again, like anything else, it's probably just going to be a learning curve. I will say, however, once this stuff is on, like it is on. If you have trouble keeping your brows on, like even the makeup wipe kind of struggles to take it off. This is staying on for you. So what I have for a setting spray that I haven't really bonded with yet, this is a little thing that I picked up when I was in Nebraska. It was an impulse buy. It was kind of in the candy aisle by the register at CVS. And it's the Garnier Skin Active Soothing Facial Mist made with rose water. A little tiny sample size guy, and you know, I just thought I'd try it out. My only concern with this one is it does have denatured alcohol in it, and sometimes that makes my skin freak out, so we're gonna try it. All right, smells really nice. More of a direct mist than what I normally prefer, but we'll give it a shot. No super large droplets or anything like that. For eyeshadow primer, I'm gonna go in with my Lorac Behind the Scenes. This is like a deluxe sample size that I think I've used it like twice. So I thought it would be appropriate for this video. I have not bonded with this. I believe this came with my Lorac Ocean Sunset palette, which, you know, was way back at the beginning of my journey in beauty, so it's been sitting around for a long time. Does feel like a nice tacky base. Here comes the fun part, the eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the Bon Bon palette, like I said before. Now lately, especially while testing the Emily Noel palette, I've not been setting down my primer, so we're gonna try that again today. She, you know, in using her Wants palette, had recommended that you don't set down your primer, and I also hear a lot of other YouTubers say that. I think for my transition, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is called Almond Truffle. It looks like a pinky taupe to me, and I think it's gonna make a nice transition. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Mocha. I think that's gonna be a better mid-tone for us than Malted. Going in with a pinched fluffy brush, my favorite brush for crease work for sure. I'm just gonna do little tiny circular, I'm gonna do little tiny circular motions right here at the hood of my eye right now, where I want the most pigment to be placed, and then I'll start working it more so into the crease. Oh, I can hear my co-host back there making herself pretty as well. I hear a licking. Must be bath time. So I'm curious to know what would, if you did a video like this, whether you make videos or not, this is no consequence, but if you had to pick things out of your collection that you hadn't bonded with yet, I would love to know what some of those things are down in the comments. It just fascinates me because sometimes, you know, of course, I watch YouTube like it's my job, which it kind of is, but I watch other people and they're like, oh man, I just don't reach for this. And you know, it'll be like, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's like one of my favorite things. I reach for it all the time. So I always find it fascinating to, you know, find out what other people like or don't like. I think I'm gonna do a matte brow bone highlight, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. When I find my favorite brow bone, there we go. So we're gonna go into this shade right here, which is called Divinity. Okay, I think for deepening out the outer V and like the outer third or maybe even just the fourth of the lid, I'm gonna go in with this shimmery brown shade called Dark Truffle, and it is kind of like a dark chocolate shade. And just really keep this on the outer part of the eye. Just looking for a little definition before we go in with a lid shade. Not too shabby. Second verse, same as the first. Do the same thing on the other eye. Alrighty. Now there's a couple of shades in here that Angela has really put a dip in, which leads me to believe they're really pretty, but there's this other shade I really like as well. I think, oh, it's so hard. I think we're gonna go in with this shade right here called Molasses Chip. Wondering if you all have fun weekend plans this week. And I'm excited. My daughter has Nutcracker rehearsals tonight. By the way, this is applying really nicely with a brush. Anyhow, my daughter has Nutcracker rehearsal this evening. And afterwards, I'm going to surprise her and my son and take them out for a little dinner. And then there's this little, there's a little arcade downtown. So I think we'll do that after dinner. I'm gonna tell them about dinner because they come through the door after school. What's for dinner, Mom? But I think, you know, I'll tell them that we're gonna go to dinner after Nutcracker rehearsal, but then I'm not gonna tell them about the arcade thing. I think that'll be a fun surprise. So there's what we're looking like. I actually think it looks pretty nice. I always bring my lid shade up a little bit because I do have hooded eyes. Just gives a little lift to my eye, and I really don't think we need any setting spray at all, which is super cool. And for an inner corner highlight, I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is called Satin Sheets. It's definitely one I was tempted to put in on my lid, and maybe I'll do that another time, but I'm going to do that on the inner corner with my favorite little Sonia Kashuk pencil brush. This is from her new line of brushes at Target. I do highly recommend them. I've bought several. All right, for the lower lash line, I can't quite decide. I kind of want to put a little pop of color under there, but like I said, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to wear this evening. So I think I'm going to go in with this blue right here called Earl Grey and start with that on the lower lash line. I'm a little crazy with the inner corner highlight. Not too shabby. Probably isn't showing up the best on camera, but as always, I'm gonna put close-up pictures at the end and better lighting. I'm gonna smudge that out with, oh, let's do this mid-tone mocha shade that we used in the crease. I don't really have a eyeliner that I haven't bonded with, so I'm just going to go in with my Rimmel Scandal Eyes in the shade Brown. This is actually a shimmery brown, so it should go rather nicely. I don't know why, but I'm getting more into the eyeliner lately. Okay, let's curl the lashes with the Torture device. There we go. For mascara, I'm going to be using a cult favorite, so don't throw stones at me if this is your favorite. But, oh, there's another cat outside my window. Interesting. Hello. This is the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. This is a little sample I got a while back, probably when I bought my Clover palette. I just opened this recently, and I just really, again, have not bonded with it. It's just not my favorite. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a whirl. I feel like it gets kind of clumpy on me, but then now it doesn't seem clumpy. It seems fluffy. Oh no, I have to clean that up. I got a little droplet down on my face. Damn you, Too Faced, better than sex mascara. All right, there's the finished eye look. Last thing is lips. I guess I can leave this right here. This has been sitting in my collection forever. It even still has the barcode sticker on it, which is saying something because I cannot stand these things. This shade, when I originally bought it, I didn't think it was like the right shade for me, but it's the NYX Lingerie line in the shade Bedtime Flirt. So I'm going to apply this. However, I'm going to use a lip liner. I think I'm going to use this one from Jante Bleu that I got from BoxyCharm, and it's in the shade Brown Sugar. This is definitely like a liquid lipstick formula. Also, I think, oh, gross. I think part of the reason I don't like it is the doe foot on here is stupid. It's, I don't know. This is like chunky. It has all kinds of product on it. I mean, just look at the mess that this is. And yeah. It has a funky smell to it as well. Well, here we go. This is the completed look. The blush turned out pretty nice. Not, I don't know, it's not super pigmented, but it has a nice sheen to it. I like the highlight, I like the bronzer. The brows could use some more practice. Foundation feels nice. I do have a slight itch on my face, which I'm hoping is not that setting spray. I think the palette did a really nice job. Definitely a neutral look and a palette that I need to play with some more, but what do you guys think? Again, down in the comments, I'd love to hear what products you haven't bonded with yet, and I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye!